From Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news, U.S. mortgage rates top 7% for the first time in 2 decades.
Plus, the wildfire south of Lincoln rekindled and caused more damage. We'll have an update for you, but first.
Nothing seems to be working right as far as penciling out the numbers.
High costs and drought are now the top concerns for Nebraska farmers. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Some good and some bad news for Nebraska farmers. While farm income for many is up, so is the cost to run the farm.
They also say drought and other environmental concerns are making it harder to do their jobs. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter has more in our top story tonight.
The Nebraska Farm Bureau says the cost to grow crops and drought are among the top concerns for farmers and ranchers in Nebraska. Economists say while farm income is up, the cost of production has soared to record levels. They say costs of diesel, fertilizers, hay, and other products used by farmers and ranchers have risen significantly since January of 2021.
A lot of the same reasons for this is what we're seeing in general inflation. We have the supply problems, the international issues with Russia and Ukraine. A lot of these things is kind of a perfect storm, and unfortunately, as we move into 2023, I don't see it getting a lot better for our farmers and ranchers there in terms of the input costs.
He says the condition of pastures in Nebraska this year is rated from poor to very poor, and the impact of drought is causing some farmers to yield less crops and make less money. According to the Bureau, corn, soybean, and wheat have been the most impacted this year, and those crops alone will have a total estimated loss of nearly $2 billion in value, compared to if there wasn't a drought.
So that is a lost opportunity for this state of Nebraska, not only for our producers, but for our rural communities and the spillover effects out into our rural economies. So that's something that's missing this year that normally we as a state might have had in terms of economic activity that we're not going to have this year.
He says insurance can help offset some of those losses, but there will still be an impact to the state. Ranchers raising cattle have also had to make tough spending decisions, and many have started to liquidate animals based on the state of pastures and cost of feeding supplies. The Bureau says this will have an impact on meat supply and prices over the next few years. Nathan Dorn, a farmer and rancher in Firth, Nebraska, says he's had to raise prices on what he sells to make up for the drop in yield.
As a farmer, it's very difficult to see. And this year, we're not making agronomic versus economic decisions. We're making poor economic decisions versus very poor economic decisions. Nothing seems to be working right as far as penciling out the numbers.
Dorn says when it comes to these types of issues, farmers will always work together as a community to stay afloat. Reporting in Lincoln, Matthew Mittleiter, Channel 8 News.
The Bureau says while many farmers are currently seeing high revenues, they'll have to stay cautious about spending to avoid falling into financial difficulty in the near future. And we all know everything seems to cost more these days, and now mortgage rates are hitting a 20-year high.
Channel 8's Veronica Barreto tells us what this means for you, Lincoln residents. Veronica?
Right now, the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is right around 7%. That's more than double of what it was a year ago. Mortgage rates have risen nearly every week since late August. This can add hundreds of dollars to monthly mortgage payments. Experts say as the rates go up, property values are supposed to go down. But is this the case in Lincoln? Realtor Kim Zwiener says prices are remaining high in our area.
We don't foresee prices going down because we still have that lack of inventory. The supply and demand are still off balance a little bit.
And this rapid rise in mortgage rates is a result of the Federal Reserve campaign of hiking interest rates to fight inflation. Zwiener says this might still be a good opportunity to buy houses in Lincoln. She says buyers can refinance their properties when mortgage rates drop.
All right, Veronica, thank you. I know you'll have more on this at 6 o'clock. A local business is looking for the men who helped save their building after someone lit a dumpster on fire Sunday afternoon.
Now you'll see the two men here on surveillance video running toward the fire. They pushed the dumpster away from the building. Officials say had they not done that, the whole place could have gone up in flames. It happened at Nebraska Printing Center near 65th and Cotner, and now the owner wants to find those good Samaritans.
Great big thank you, and there'd be love to be able to provide them a dinner or gift certificate or something for doing that. And they were at risk. They didn't know what was in that dumpster. You know, it could have been full of some something was very flammable. It happened to be full of cardboard.
It's believed juveniles set the dumpster on fire, but no word yet of any arrests. Officials say the fire did cause about $2,600 in damage to the building. Now an update on the Lancaster County wildfires. One rekindled last night. It burned a barn off of Southwest 100th Street near Hallam.
It's considered a $12,000 loss. The owner already had lost another barn to the fires on Sunday. This is another reminder from the Sheriff's Office to avoid that area if you can, because crews are still working on hot spots.
Well, thankfully, though, with these wildfires and those hot spots, it looks like there's some rain in the state. Rusty.
Yeah, widely scattered showers out there across much of central and eastern Nebraska, not amounting to a whole lot of precipitation, but at least there's some out there. You can see just this swath of rainfall that goes from about the Tri-Cities north into the Sioux City area and south into north central Kansas. We'll zoom in a little bit here and show you that we have one little batch of rain trying to move into Lancaster County right now, and then a bigger swath of precipitation in Kansas will come our way as we head through the next several hours. So the chance for rain is out there over the next 4 or 5 hours before this eventually kind of fades away. Outside right now, this is Sean's roofing cam in Beatrice. You can see it's cloudy out there, no rainfall yet, but that may change as we head through the evening hours. Temperatures much warmer in southeast Nebraska. I'll show you why in just a second. Everybody else in the 40s and 50s, but it is 62 in Hebron, 62 in Lincoln, and 61 in Nebraska City. Why? We have a gusty southeast wind at anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour, but you notice the other wind is out of the north and east and not as high. So that south and southeast wind around 20 miles per hour has been warming us up in southeast Nebraska. So as we head through tonight, temperatures will drop to around 61 with anywhere from mostly cloudy skies to partly cloudy skies, 56 by 8 p.m. and 51 degrees by 10 o'clock. So rainfall is a good bet as we head through tonight into tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, and then dry for a while. So we'll look at the extended forecast in a couple of minutes.
We'll check back soon, Rusty. Thank you. And speaking of the weather, as we prepare for winter, Lincoln is adding 12 super combo trucks to its fleet.
The trucks can plow snow, apply salt with brine, and spray anti-ice material all at the same time. The city will also be making its own brine this season, which they say will save hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're also looking for people to help out this winter.
To accommodate this additional expansion, we're looking for more snow fighters to join our maintenance and operations team. This includes increasing our seasonal snowplow operator team with up to 50 seasonal employees who can be called on in a moment's notice when needed throughout the winter months.
Now, a hiring event is going to be held on November 9th. Officials are also trying to get preparations done earlier with the goal of clearing routes up to 2 hours sooner than in the past. To developing news now, the University of Florida Faculty Senate voted no confidence in the selection process of the school's next president.
The vote passed 72-16. Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse was the only finalist for the job and is expected to have a final interview next Tuesday. Sasse also continues, though, to face pushback from students and staff. You may remember at an event earlier this month, students chanted while he tried to take questions during a forum. The faculty union is supporting the vote of no confidence. It's unclear what happens next, but we'll of course keep you updated. Now to the surging admissions at children's hospitals across the country. Doctors warning of a potential triple-demic as more kids in the hospital have respiratory viruses.
75% of pediatric beds nationwide are filled. ABC's Raina Roy has the very latest.
Coast to coast, many hospitals feeling the strain with some of America's youngest flooding healthcare facilities.
We are earlier than usual in having a situation where our beds are full. Our respiratory unit is full.
The spike in pediatric patients blamed on a perfect storm of viruses like RSV and the flu.
What we're seeing right now is all of these respiratory illnesses hitting at once at a time where many pediatric emergency departments and community emergency departments were already dealing with fewer available beds, and it's combining to create a perfect storm.
Children's Health in Dallas saying this past week they had 313 patients with RSV compared to 2021 when they had 76. Pediatric hospital beds in 9 states and Washington, D.C. already above 80% capacity. 5 states, including Texas, at 90% or higher. In Indiana, Emily Berkshire says her 7-month-old was rushed to a pediatric ICU 4 hours away because it was the closest open bed.
It was the scariest thing knowing that there was no rooms available and seeing a baby that sick and having a hard time breathing.
Utah mom Sarah Miller says when her baby was diagnosed, her symptoms worsened at an alarming rate.
In probably the course of like 2 hours, she'd gone from like being our normal baby to she was on a respirator.
Doctors worry hospitals could see even more of an impact as we move into colder weather.
I'm worried that things are going to get worse. We'll see the rise of respiratory illnesses continue, especially as you add in influenza and COVID into the mix.
RSV can be especially dangerous for infants with small airways. Doctors say parents should know the signs of respiratory distress like flaring of the nostrils, fast or short breaths, or a change in skin color due to a lack of oxygen. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And coming up, for the first time, heartbroken families of the Uvalde school shooting victims come face to face with the head of the Department of Public Safety.
All the details on that public meeting right after the break.
Now to Texas, where the Department of Public Safety Commission held a formal public meeting. It's to get an update on the investigation into the department's actions during the massacre at Robb Elementary School back in May.
Families of the victims have demanded accountability for months and are now calling for the DPS director to step down. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
Tensions running high in Texas.
Hold those responsible accountable.
As for the first time, heartbroken families of the Uvalde school shooting victims come face to face with Colonel Stephen McCraw, the head of the Department of Public Safety, who in the aftermath of the massacre at Robb Elementary condemned the Uvalde police response. But today, families calling for him to step down, saying DPS officers who also responded to the shooting failed too.
It was 77 minutes that 91 of y'all's officers waited outside while our children were slaughtered.
The hearing marked the first public update from the DPS director since mid-July. McCraw telling families and the Safety Commission he won't resign.
You know, if DPS as an institution failed, then absolutely, I need to go. Right now, did not fail the community.
But families say it wasn't just about the police response, telling McCraw the aftermath of the shooting, where at times the timeline and details from McCraw tended to change, was just as damaging.
Mr. McCraw, you have all the resources in the world. You are from the state of Texas, and yet you come out, your staff comes out, and misinformation after misinformation.
19 children and 2 teachers were shot and killed with an AR-15 style rifle inside Robb Elementary. Nearly 400 officers rushed to the school but didn't go into the classroom where the gunman was inside with terrified students and teachers until more than an hour later. That slow response leading to a chorus of criticism. Today, Texas State Senator Roland Gutierrez demanding that McCraw be held accountable.
I'm going to keep pushing and demanding that this governor take responsibility and fire this person.
McCraw says the full criminal investigation will be completed and turned over to the district attorney by the end of the year. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Typically in October, we see about an inch of snow. It doesn't happen all the time, but on average, we're 0.9 inches of snow. Now, we didn't see any, haven't seen any this year yet, and 2021 last year didn't see any, but we did in 2020, almost 3 inches, just under an inch in 2019, 3.5 inches in 2018, one of the higher amounts, and then just a trace in 2017. So that's been the last 5 years, and we're almost done with October of 2022, and there's no snow in the forecast. So probably going to end up a big old goose egg for snowfall this October as well. Hey, the Husker cast is looking really nice. Illinois coming to town, 66 degrees by kickoff, 62 by 4 p.m. and into the middle 50s by 6 p.m. I think kickoff is around 2:30. So looking like a really nice weekend all around. Outside, Penner Bathing Solution got a little bit of a, looks like southeast wind. That flag is blowing right at us. Mostly cloudy skies and a few sprinkles out there. I'll show you that in a moment. But first we have to, the sun's kind of at an awkward angle right now, so that it's not as colorful as it has been on the Groundworks cam. But boy, I've had this up all day in the Weather Center. It's like I have a nice window that's like 3 or 4 stories up. It's just a gorgeous sight, especially when the sun is shining on it, or even just filtered sunshine like we had today. Temperatures warmer from Lincoln, Wahoo, Nebraska City, Beatrice, and Falls City. Lower 60s because of a gusty southeast wind. Everybody else kind of a lighter wind, not as gusty, so a little bit on the cooler side in the middle and upper 50s. And here's the wind out of the south and east at 14, 20, 18 miles per hour, but notice not as windy in the Tri-Cities area. So just that's what 10 miles per hour worth of wind can do for you. Satellite radar, just a sprinkle or two trying to move into the southwestern corner of Lancaster County. Crete probably a few sprinkles here and there. Then that moved on me quicker than I thought it would. Over here we've got some scattered showers from about Sioux City south into north central Kansas, and there's more down in Kansas too, so we're not quite done with the precipitation yet. This is 11 p.m., still some scattered showers out there as we head through the evening hours, and those just kind of fade away. So the chance for rain is out there, but it's likely not going to amount to a whole lot. Partly cloudy skies to start your day on Friday. Clouds kind of linger here, so we're close enough to that I'm just going to say partly cloudy for a good portion of the day on Friday, and then as soon as those clouds go away, that's about it. This is Friday night, mostly clear skies. As we head into the first part of the day on Saturday, mostly clear to partly cloudy off to the west, but I think much of the state all day on Saturday should be free of clouds. Tonight, temperatures pretty close to 40 degrees, which is above average by about 5 or 6 degrees. And we'll see a quiet night after the showers kind of get on out of here. I think most of the night will be mostly cloudy, then those scattered showers possible. 41 degrees, a southeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, nice day. 62, 63, I think 64 degrees should just about do it for the capital city. Partly cloudy skies, I think more clouds in the morning and then more sunshine the second half of the day. That's above average, and a southeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. We continue with these, we should be at 61, about 60, 61 degrees this time of year, and every single one of these temperatures is above that as we head through the rest of October and into November. So above average for several days in a row. Temperatures in the middle 60s, upper 60s as we head through Halloween, November 1st in the 70s. November 2nd into the 70s, and wouldn't you know it, the changing of the clock has come back onto our 10-day forecast. That happens next Sunday, so a ways away from that one, but really warm 10-day forecast. Not much in the way of precipitation, but we have a chance here and a chance there, so hopefully we get some more rain.
Yeah, looking forward to that weekend, though. That's pretty. All right, thank you very much, Rusty. And speaking of the pretty weekend with the Husker game on Saturday against Illinois, you should tune in right here on Channel 8 for a special Husker football preview show.
The show starts immediately following our 10 o'clock newscast on Friday night. So right around 10:35 or so, Lauren Michelson has the latest storylines and interviews for what could be the Huskers' biggest test of the season so far. And on Saturday, don't forget, you can watch the game right here on Channel 8 with kickoff at 2:30.
Here's a look at Wall Street now. Another split day today. The Dow gaining nearly 200 points. NASDAQ is down 178. S&P also negative, losing 23 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight,
Endangered species is gaining notoriety for a very weird reason. It's nose-picking habits.
Jeremy Roth explains in tonight's Take a Look at This.
A bizarre nose-picking primate has struck gold, landing in the history books after a study was published calling its booger-eating bad habits groundbreaking. Squeamish viewers, you've been warned. The rare lemur species known as an eye was caught on creepy night vision video picking its nose with its extremely long fingernails, and then, well, I'll spare you what he does with it next. The video inspired a study on the boorish behavior that was published in the Journal of Zoology, naming the primate as only one of 12 species known to do this. The study says the practice actually provides a valuable source of food for the eye, and I just can't anymore with this. Speaking of weird studies, a telecom company recently conducted one of their own to figure out how much it would cost for the beloved movie alien E.T. to actually phone home.
Phone home.
Because clearly this is a thing we needed to know. Using an estimated distance of 3 million light years to E.T.'s home and a standard long-distance rate from California, tollfreeforwarding.com says E.T.'s call home would have cost just over $76 quadrillion. Yeah, at these prices, I'm pretty sure E.T. would have just stuck it out in the valley. Finally, a bizarrely oversized puzzle now available at Costco will make the perfect gift for, I don't know, somebody. The store calls the 29-foot world map jigsaw puzzle made up of 60,000 pieces the world's largest, and it has a colossal price to match, about $600. To be clear, it's a puzzle, people. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Can you imagine how long that would take?
I probably wouldn't have the patience to do it, so.
I don't think I would either.
Well, let's piece together the weather with Rusty one last time.
Nicely done. Nicely done, Rod. Hey, that puzzle might fit in the studio. We got room in here. Hey, temperatures are going to be way above average for the next several days. Halloween looking really nice, upper 60s, and then 70s, November 1st and November 2nd.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you all for being here.
World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
DQ chicken strip basket? I want in on that. House-made Hidden Valley Ranch, fries, Texas toast, and DQ chicken strips. Let's get delivery at DQ.com.